Yo, Jake calling me out for being 45 seconds late to starting the stream. Phil absolutely roasted. Welcome in, everybody. What's the last? Oh, the SIP pop-out chat. There we go. Bing, bang, boom. Don't forget to change it off of this ridiculous top chat and change it to live chat. Thanks a lot, YouTube, for making more steps just so I can actually go live. These schmucky bums. Frechia, what's going on? J friend Frechia. Degenerate, what's going on? Hey, Degenerate, I put it on live chat just for you so I can see your comments. Degenerate's well-known spammer on YouTube, apparently, according to the YouTube algorithm anyways. Too funny. Welcome, Mustang T-Dub. Jake already shouted you out. Tubby. Josh Corb, what is up? Degenerate, yo. Trash. Oh, yeah. So, we got the item find barb. We got them set up. I don't know how good I put this. I slapped this together real quick, if I'm not mistaken. So, I don't know. I think it's fine. Where's my FCR? It should be... Yeah, we're looking at the magic find on this hand anyways, but it's a little bit low on the... I don't know what's up with that. 110 FCR. 80, 100, and 10. I might want to. Do I really need more damage on this particular build like this? If we get over the FCR, more magic find, arachnids, chance guards. Istid Shaco just for show, just to be a boss. So how about chance guards? We don't really need attack rating and stuff like that. Or not attack rating. We don't need more damage. Much so P1. We just need to land our hits is the main thing. ZERKER. Berserk doesn't leech life and mana, does it? So we got Reapers. I might want to get... We don't need Reapers. I want an Insight over here. I must have had this set up just super quick. I threw together last night. Casper, what's going on? Welcome in there. Jay Yates literally got home from driving 7 hours. It's a long drive. Zorro, welcome in. Okay, so Insight, Chance Guards. That's fine. I don't really care about that, but Insight and Chance Guards, and then ready to rock with this. There is a TZ Meph, and I'm of course going to use my designated TZ Andy Meph farmer, of course. 2 heart carvers, congrats on that. Degenerate, SOJ earlier this morning. Congrats. I think I got an Insight here. Oh no, did I have my Infinity over? Oh no, it's definitely not here. I have insights around. I just don't remember where exactly. Let's see if I have any sitting on my rune word mule anywhere. I don't know if I would or not. It's one of those things that you kind of like don't even think about, right? You're like, oh yeah, insights. Who cares? Blah 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 blah. I have the same amount of prides as I do insights. Just one. Manitan, welcome in. There's a Thresher Insight, 13, 14. Standard fill maneuvers here. Every insight. I did roll eventually. I did get a 17 med insight somewhere, but it's not going to be that important. Casper running LK runs. 200 runs, haven't found nothing. Yeah, 200 runs isn't that much for not finding anything. If you get more like, on average, they say you should find 1 high rune every 500 runs, and then probably a mid rune you should probably find like 2 every 500. So I've definitely gone 500 600 runs without finding, you know, any high rune. Maybe just like a lem mixed in there, like a lem and a gull or something. Oh, I didn't get my chance guards. I gotta find those. T-shirt merch yet? I have not got around to it yet. Again, still, I need to take a day and just like take the whole day, figure out what I want to do. I stopped doing merch a while ago because the merch company I was going through, the quality had gotten so bad. I had gotten a couple shirts, and I had some people say some stuff, so I, like, oh, you know, the shirts were, like, flaking and peeling, and I'm like, after you just got them, that's crazy. The ones I got didn't do that, you know. Obviously, when I had them for, like, 3 years, it started to do, like, a tiny bit, which, I don't know, for print-on-demand merch is kind of acceptable, I feel anyways, I don't know. But then I got some, and within, like, I watched it, like, 2 or 3 times, and it was, like, peeling already and stuff, and I'm like, oh my god, like, so I just, like, turned my merch store off, because I don't want people spending money on stuff that's just literal, complete trash, you know, like, I ain't that money greedy. Almost, but not quite. Almost. Just kidding. No, I was like, I can't do that. I have some different ideas on what I might want to do, but I'm not sure. Because my wife actually can make them herself. Like, I could do it all myself, but then it comes down to, like, how much time is it going to take me to do, you know, designing the shirts. Then I have to order, like, order the logos and do the pressing and everything myself. And, yeah, when I order the logos, I got to order them, like a volume of them, you know, so that it's, like, cheap enough, you know, because if you don't order a lot, then it's, you know, you're paying, like, $30 just for a decal, you know. But if you order, like, you pay by the foot, so you get, like, 2-foot wide sheets, like, by the roll. And if you get a certain amount of feet, it's, like, cheaper, and however many logos you can fit on it, essentially. But yeah, I don't know, I may just go with one of the other, like, print-on-demand type of, you know, where you can set up a merch store under a YouTube video. Just because of the ease, you know. I can just kind of drag and drop new graphics that I design or whatever, and, yeah. Man, where's the champs around here, bro? Wait, was there one over here? Struggling on locating the champions around here. Almost like there aren't any. Gotcha, Josh. Got your thing, like, printer thing or whatever. Yeah, my wife has a. I mean, it's essentially a giant iron, kind of, sorta, but it's like a shirt press. We don't have the thing to be able to print the stuff. John Simo, welcome in. Let me take a drink of water. Already, we've got to stay hydrated. It's good for you, right? I do got to get on that, though. Maybe tomorrow. Because I do have, I could do a drop pilot. Oh, well. Maybe. We have to see. I actually have to go for a stress test tomorrow. Which should be an utter waste of time because, like, I don't know. I don't know how intense a stress test really is, I guess. So I guess I shouldn't say anything. But if they literally just have me walking quickly on a treadmill, I'm going to be like, why am I even here? Like, this is nothing. Couple champs. That's what I like to see. War Scepter. Solar Creeper, why can't I think of it? Solar Creeper, Delirium base, maybe. You're at the Smithsonian Air and Space Museum and saw the same dude wearing a Sweet Phil shirt. Interesting. I mean, it could have been. I did sell merch for a little bit. Well, actually, I sold merch for, like, I had the merch up for like 2 or 3 years, and it was a while ago too. That was like during COVID when what I was talking about earlier. during COVID is when the quality got so bad that, and it's kind of when my channel was getting bigger, you know. And I was like, man, I can't be selling this garbage. And oh man, it's terrible. Easy Cows found a Vex and an Ist in one run. You get some good luck there. I never get that good luck from cows, but I hear it once in a while. Walking, and then they increase the speed and angle. Yeah, I'll have to see how exactly it goes, Josh. It'll be fine. I mean, like, but I generally do like 40 minutes on a stair climber, on a relatively quick pace. I think, anyways. So, like an incline walk, I do an incline walk at like, I don't know how fast it's going to be. Like if I'm going to be running, but a pretty brisk walk on an incline. That's what I do for my, like cooldown after I'm done on the Stairmaster, like when I do cardio. So, not to kind of, oh, I'm Mr. Phil and I'm in perfect shape. I'm a super athlete. But yeah. Oh, whoopsie. Trying to avoid fatness is what I'm trying to do. How can I drink 14 beers a day and not get fat? And also, besides that, consume 4,800 calories worth of yummy, delicious food. Only one way. A couple of weeks back, after a medical emergency, got back into Diablo 2, says Leaf Pot. Found my channel. Currently a level 70 assassin. Jeez, I hope that medical emergency, you know, hopefully you recover from that good and all stuff, but Diablo 2, never a bad time to come back to D2, right? Thanks for watching the vids, a Leaf Pot. Sorry, it took me a second to get to your comment. Between playing and stuff, just, I try my best, so. Direct D saying I need a silver play button. That would be crazy. It would be crazy. I ain't, that's gonna take a long time, though. I only average, like, maybe 1,000 subscribers a month, so unless something crazy happens, I have some crazy good idea and something happens, and I don't know. It's gonna be like 3 or 4 years before that happens, unfortunately. But I do also agree with you, though. Marty, what's going on? Says good luck, sir. What's going on? Scott DeLoof. Yeah, sorry, I'm getting way behind. My apologies here, fellas. Speaking of good luck, T-Foss traded for second burr yesterday. Nice. Minus 55. Oh my gosh. I hear that's a good thing. We say it was in a cryptic X. Yeah. So if it's for an infinity for a mercenary, the lightning res really doesn't matter. But I mean, you'd rather have it roll good than bad, I suppose, huh? Pressure. Ah, my eye. Appreciate you, Leaf. Oh, dude, share those beers. Share them? How am I supposed to drink beers if I give them to somebody else? That makes no sense. No, I don't really drink 14 beers every day. Yeah, 14 beers in a day would be bad. Because they sell beers in 12 packs and then in 15 packs, so that means I'd either have to buy a couple extra or I'd have one left over. So 14 beers would be a problem. I probably should just do 15, then it wouldn't be a problem. Joke, it's a joke. Mama, what's going on? Yo, yo. Welcome in. Oh, appreciate you, Direct D. A completely different genre. Makes sense. Wait, you're telling me not everybody on YouTube makes Diablo 2 videos? I find that hard to believe, but thanks if you share my one of my videos or something, or one of my live streams. Appreciate you. Very kind of you. Would you ID a unique sacred armor for me? You found it yesterday. I could. I've done that sometimes in the past, but let's see. I mean, I guess I could. If you were like online right now and you just like sent me the game name, I could hop in and identify it for you. Just for the funsies, you know. It'd probably be Tyrell's Might, and then everyone laugh at me because I ID'd Tyrell's Might, but it wasn't mine, so it didn't count. Sewer TZ, is this stream from yesterday? No, I'm offline single player. Hey, jeez, that's quite the maneuver he just did on me. Give me a little Loki doke right there. Unbelievable. They upgrade the AI on this game lately, or what? He literally waited for my swing animation, and I got to about right here, and he teleported away, and then I just hit nothing. That was impressive. Okay, I'm not going to waste my time. If I can't see a champ right off the bat, I'm not going to waste my time with it, because it's really costing me more than anything, trying to locate these bros. Ray Garcia, welcome in. What up, Maine? Welcome in, welcome in. Casper says that talking about identifying a Tyrell's Might, I should just steal it. No, I could not possibly count toward my holy grail a Tyrell's Might that somebody else found. Like, that's just, it's a self-imposed challenge, so you can kind of make your rules up however you want to. But I mean, that's a bit much. That's too much for me. Marty says, need more like button smashes. The true story. Hey, you two, make sure you guys hit that like button for me. You know, help a brother out. Help a brother out. Boy, I kind of want to get it. I should probably go for this experience somewhere at some point, huh? I'm gonna die one time this close to the next level. Ooh, hold up. So a little bit rare set item. Natalia Zwa. Yeah. Not really set that gets used all the time or whatever, but it being the Sizzler Zwa, it's kind of rare. So that's cool. Cool. Ignore target defense, damage to demons, kind of neat. Whoop. Not sure what just happened there. Hit the wrong button or something. Just want to jump here. I got to unpack and such. Good luck. Appreciate you, Jay. Thanks for hopping in. The combo about the old CCBQ and CCBE the other day had me on the hunt for one. How nasty would it be to have one of those nowadays? The only thing is back in the day, because when you would make them up with the chip gems, they would have. Did they always get 3 sockets in it, or did they have a chance of getting 3 sockets in it? I think they might have always gotten 3 sockets, so that's kind of what made them like insane, you know. Like you could stick in like 2 ohms in a 4015 or something, you know, and have like insane amounts of ED on it. Yeah, because those were around when those were popular or whatever. That was kind of like at the beginning of me playing Diablo 2, and I didn't know much. I just seen some stuff around here and there, you know, so. Up to 2 with Larzik, 3 if you cubed it. Gotcha. Yeah. Today's the day, Jaybird says. I think you're right. Oh my god. Mustang says, for my stress test, they're going to keep giving me unidentified sacred armors, and everyone's going to be a Templars. I don't think that's the right kind of stress. They're like, oh my gosh, his blood pressure is 240 over 190. Get out of town. All right, yeah, Mike, I'll hop on there real quick. You're on, you said Americas. Is that ladder or non-ladder? I'll try both real quick, because it'd probably be faster for me just to try both than it would until I get the answer here, so. Nailed it. Guaranteed. I finally found it! This is mine, it's not anybody else's. Alright, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Guaranteed Tyraels. Might! Boom! The Templar's Master. Sweet Phil! Sorry about that. I tried. Alright, let's get back to slaying. Maybe the one I actually find will be Tyrael's Might. Hope everybody learned their lesson. Don't let Sweet Phil identify your unique sacred armors. Don't do it. It sounds funny, but... Alaskan Undead said he rocks Warcry Barb at Pits and Trav. It's good options. Good options of places right there. Direct said he can't find Crown of Ages, huh? Yeah, it is a pretty rare one as well. For sure. I don't remember how much, like, the drop odds on that. I forget if that was in the top 10 or not for rarest uniques. I looked it all up and, like, made a video about it a year or two ago, but I can't remember if that was in the top 10 or not. But sometimes, you know, just random luck, like, my second to last item that I found was actually the Wisp projector, which is not, like, not common, but, I mean, you think all the unique rings you find. Since then, though, so that was over the course, it took me like 3 years to get a Wisp projector, and then over the last year, I think I've found like 6 or 7 of them, so, you know, it's just one of those things. Maybe, yeah, probably like 5 or 6, actually. Not 6 or 7, but... one of those things. Come on. DV, next. Yeah. Next, the next unique sacred armor is gonna be it. Give me that. There's gotta be, oh, there. Okay. Good enough. Defurish. Wait. Defurish? So I got videos about all the different builds I do, if you can check them out on my channel. I do put the links on the YouTube stream, but Twitch doesn't have some of the features that YouTube does, where you got a description to put the link in there. So, I mean, I can shout out what I got for you. It's pretty basic. For all the more in detail, about a year ago I did this video, so just like Grief, I have a 4-isted Rune Master, Shaco, Enigma, Chance Guards, Arachnid's Mesh, couple Heart of the Oaks. So that's about it. Caster Ammy so I can get to my 105 breakpoint. Slayers League, yeah, I've been kind of sly dog. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if I'm gonna do it anymore. I just, thinking back to the amount of struggle I've had in prior years setting up the Fantasy Football League and having everybody say that they want to do it, and then when it comes down to doing it, then they like won't respond and they won't sign up for the league and they won't send money and, you know, all this stuff. And I don't know. I'm still on the fence about it, to be honest. I wanted to do it and I was like, I'm gonna commit to doing this, and then it's like I'm trying to get my roof redone and I Like I'm going for the stress test tomorrow morning, and I'm on this blood pressure medication now, and I'm trying to set up a bowling league. Trying to get people to respond to that, and I'm trying, you know, like trying to get the merch set up. I just, you know, pretty much what I'm saying is excuses. No. I don't know if you ever heard of excuses before, but yeah, Sly. They don't set the lineup sometimes. Yeah, I've had that before in the past where their team's doing bad and they just like stop even looking at their teams because they're like 0-7 and they're like just not even checking their teams anymore. G-Stacks, welcome in. Sly Dog, I don't know, I want to do it. I do want to do it because I don't really have many, like, I've had fantasy football leagues that, pretty much what I'm trying to say is I only have one league that I'm still in. All the rest of them have, like, collapsed because everybody's, oh, I don't have time for fantasy football. I'm too busy nowadays. I'm like, too busy to look at your phone? Are you out of your bleeping mind? Like, you need to look at your phone for like 10 minutes on Sunday morning. That's all you have to do. You're telling me you don't look at your phone for 10 minutes one day a week? Are you kidding? But yeah, the number of people that told me they didn't have, like, before, I used to run at a fantasy football league. I don't have time to do fantasy football anymore. I'm like, you gotta be bleeping kidding me. Like, you might as well told me you had to wash. I might as well have told you that I had to wash my hair so I couldn't do it. Like, anyways, don't mean to go off complaining too much here, but good God. Alright, let's see. That's a lot of dope gear. Oz, yeah, kinda, yeah. Got quite a bit here on offline single player. Jagger said, stuck doing Hell Cows and Mephisto on a Sork because I'm only Blizzard. Yeah, so if you're a Blizzard, Stony Tombs and Ancient Tunnels in Act 2 are other, like, clutch places to go. If you're Blizzard, yeah, Andy, Meph, Stony Tombs, Ancient Tunnels, Cows, of course. Is there only, like, one cold immune at the Trav Council? I think. I'm not really built for this. Yeah, the one guy's immune to cold. I think maybe they could roll with another one, possibly. The other guy's lightning. And so you could do that, too, if you wanted to. Depends. I don't want to be amped up when I go to this other thing. But Snipe, welcome in. You couldn't check the YouTube stream. All right, tell you what, I'll help you out with it. I should get my bot set up. I'm just too lazy, unfortunately. And then, like, I change builds every few days, so then I have to change the bot every few days, and then I have to log in. And because I do YouTube and Twitch, I have to log in twice with the same bot. Like, I essentially have two bots that I'd have to go in and change. It's like, yeah. Now, when you say it doesn't work, are you talking about the YouTube link? Or like that link I just put in, or are you talking something else? Sometimes I, you know. Mewtwo, okay, gotcha. Ever played Neopets? I never heard of whatever that is before, so no. Nope. Just Diablo 2. Any game newer than 2010, I've never played it, probably. Yeah, so I put that link in here. I mean, it should. Yeah, when I click on it, it goes right to the video, so. Where are we at here? Let me try to catch back up. Let's see. Those areas you said they can drop Shaco, Skulders, Iris for early better Yeah, so Ancient Tunnel, Stony Tomb. Sorry, I was kind of getting a little off track here, but yeah, from the uniques and champions, geez, I'm like, my brain's like stuttering here, like glitching in my head. They are 85 areas, so you could find every single unique in the game there. And I've found, from both those areas, I've found ohms, sirs, lows, SOJs, Shakos, yeah. And yeah, you can find everything. DV says Ravenlore minus 20, 23 Alres. Bring me luck. I mean, Ravenlore's a cool one. I need to take a second, catch up on chat here. This build, because you have to exactly look around and target all the time, it's hard to read chat while I'm playing. But it is the best MFer in the game. Scott Nito says you don't have the patience for that. You'd rather just blast through Chaos Sanctuary or something. Yeah, everyone's got different... if someone was talking about probably finding high runes or something at LK or something... Yeah, everyone's got different preferences. Some people like running Trav. Some people like running just... Like, I prefer just to run 85 areas and kind of cross my fingers, with the exception of getting Enigma and stuff at the beginning. I don't mind running... I don't know if this was necessarily the conversation for sure, but I don't mind running LK sometimes. It's very just like, you know, you just get in the groove and I can read chat real easy, and you pop off small charms you can identify and large grind charms like all the time and stuff like that. Kind of keep you on your toes, so... Scott said he's on Switch. I think on Switch nowadays you can change the players count, can't you? Unless you're online. I thought. Definitely wrong sometimes, though. YouTube stream's not working for some people, says Floordran. Is what, huh. I definitely got a lot of people on YouTube, but I wonder why some people wouldn't be, why the YouTube stream wouldn't be working for some, but is it for others? Would kind of make sense, since I do have, like, half as many viewers on YouTube as I usually do. Or, like, 2/3, maybe. I don't know. Online most, oh. You play online solo? Oh. Yeah, Yeah, anyone who plays online solo, and I know everyone's got their reasons for this or that or whatever, I would highly recommend that people don't do that. It essentially makes the game incredibly infuriating and incredibly frustrating, because it makes it impossible to find stuff sometimes. Like, especially getting started. It makes the beginning early, like, leveling is, like, impossible. And then getting gear from the initial, like... It just makes the startup real hard. After you have good, like, a little bit better gear, or depending on what builds you pick, you can be rocking and rolling P1. Like, when I start up ladder with a Nova Sorceress, I farm almost exclusively players 1. But that's to get the stuff that I'm, like, farming up to trade. But if completely solo, like, you're not really trading, you're not, like... leveling with other people, and you're not, you know, like, just makes it real hard. I generally would recommend against doing that, but you know, everyone's got their own reasons for stuff. So Countess cold immune in hell, true story. Yeah, I think what is it, Countess cold and fire immune, but her minions are all immune to cold too. So I used to run the Countess with a fireballer, but I would just blast all the minions, and then my mercenary would, like, stab her 4 times and down she'd go, you know what I'm saying? But yeah. DV says he likes getting Pally Shield bases from Stony Tombs. Yeah, I mean, you can kind of get them anywhere, but I mean, I guess reasons for the Stony Tombs, there is like always those armor racks and stuff in those certain tiles, so I guess maybe because of that or something, so. Wicked Ball, welcome in. What's going on? Raging Spam, off work. Have a great stream. Appreciate you. Best Necro to level up early. So level up early. So like playthrough, like later, like usually for playthroughs mostly I use Bone Necro. Level up early. They're all kind of about the same, I think. Because you're not going to have a D-Web and all the best gear and stuff like that. So, Poison, Bone, Summon. If anything, I would have to say maybe Summon Necro. Just because if you're early, you're probably not going to be the greatest. So, your summons, like, protect you. So, make sure you never die and you never lose your experience that way. And I think the clear speed might be about the same. I don't regularly play from like 0 to, you know, 99 on Necros regularly, you know, so. But that would be my best take on her. Probably Summon, but I think it's a dealer's choice on that. I don't think there's maybe a definitive answer on that. Is it frowned upon to join people's MF games? No. If a game doesn't have a password, I mean, who could be frowned upon, you know? The only thing would be is if you join it, and the MF games are kind of meant for people to join generally, so that they can get like, you know, more experience, higher players count, stuff like that. But the only thing that is frowned upon is if someone is in an MF game, and let's say they're like running the Arcane Sanctuary, and then you go out there and you're like following behind them, like you're right up in their business, like trying to grab the drops while they're killing stuff. That is really frowned upon. Or if you see someone's running like Mephisto Andariel in the MF game, and then you join the game and you go run Mephisto, and then they kill Andariel, and then they go to get Mephisto, and Mephisto's gone, and they're like, what the heck? I'm running Mephisto and Andariel. You know, like, just to be respectful with that, right? Scott says a bunch of people didn't hit the like button. Nah, I know, man. They will, though. They will, though. I know everyone on YouTube's gonna hit the like button. A few people saying generally don't join trade games and go Magic Find. That's probably not a bet, or it's probably true. Like good advice is what I'm trying to say. Fine. 6 Trap Claw, we could do it. Maybe next time. I should have counted how many champs these are. Because I think the first level of the hits here, I think can have 6 to 8. So literally, like, if I had found 6 champ packs, like, in this first half, or maybe if I hit, like, 7, it wouldn't even be worth my time to, like, teleport around all this to, like, look for them. I should just go straight to the next level. If I really wanted to min-max my run. Which, I also don't want to look around for 6 years, so I'm just going to skip it. Hey, where are you going? Why are you running? See, Jaeger saying he found a Fire Sunday, thinking about going Nova with Fireball. That's up to you. That's not something I would generally do. I don't know how well a Nova Sork, so you would have to be max Vita Nova, I guess, so that you'd have some skill points left over to put into Fireball. because you couldn't really get the energy shield high enough to do anything if you went into Fireball too. So I generally wouldn't recommend doing that, but to each their own. Azduk, welcome in. Snipes burnt out on D2, gonna take a few weeks off. Absolutely, yeah. If anyone's ever feeling a little burnt off for grinding on D2, definitely take a break. You'd rather take a couple weeks break now, a few months break now, than just to be completely disgustedly burned out and never want to play it again. For sure. Gosh. Bomb's running away. Chris Ward, welcome in. Good afternoon. Just got done with 3 hours offline. Got a shell rune. Congrats. Good old death mask. It happens. Yeah, hopefully you were hitting them mega quick. Because hours doesn't necessarily give you the best indication, because like one person could be running LK and in an hour they could do like 50 runs, and another person could run LK and in an hour they could do 180 runs. So, you know. Generally, I recommend that if you're running LK, you need to be getting at least 2 runs a minute. If you're going quick and really trying, you could, you know, get 3 runs a minute. And that's not going to be like you'll never ever, you know, you're not a bot, you know, you're not a machine. So there's going to be times when you like stop and take a drink, or I don't like this song that's on, you go change it, you know, whatever. But I'm just saying, when you try, you know, you're like, DV says summon Necros, run, essentially you're saying you could run everything easy. Yeah, it can kind of do a little bit of everything. I mean, I generally wouldn't recommend for most people to do Ubers with a summon Necro, but you can. I've done it before, you know, kind of more for the lulz, but it does work. Yeah, just all the safety from all them summons, and then corpse explosion is so nasty. So yeah, the Sweet Phil name. Yeah, I mean, I tell this story semi-regularly on stream, but for anyone who didn't know the story of why my name is, where the Sweet Phil name came from. So when I was in high school, before I'm 6'3" now, like 230 pounds. But before I was so big, when I was younger, I used to skateboard, and then I assume it kind of came from there, is where I picked up where I used to say sweet all the time. Be like, oh man, that's sweet. And, you know, just all the time, like, oh, sweet, you know, in football, I'd be like, sweet throw, you know, basketball, it's like, oh man, that shot was sweet. So when I was like a freshman, sophomore like that in high school, essentially making fun of me, but like, I mean, we'll call it friendly razzing or whatever, but the older kids, the junior seniors, would be like, oh, that's so sweet. That's so sweet. Phil, you're so sweet. Sweet Phil. Yeah, Sweet Phil. You know, so that's what they started calling me, Sweet Phil, and I was like, okay. And then like when I got a little bit older, people kept calling me Sweet Phil, kind of the same thing. But then the younger kids, like when I was a junior, the freshmen and sophomores didn't know that they were calling me Sweet Phil. Like originally that started off like as like a joke, making fun of me, and I just like went with it. So not to mention, I grew up in a town that was like sub 1,000 people, but there was actually another guy in the town with the literal exact same name as me. He was like 25 years older than me, so, but he happened to be like friends with my, like one of my best friends' dads. So that we would like go over to their house and they would have like a NASCAR party or something. He'd be there. So to differentiate us, he was like called by his real name and I was called by my nickname from everybody. So yeah, that's what happened. Hooded Hazard, welcome in. Casper, you got a burrow? Congrats on that. Don't tell me a burrow dropped in mine. I didn't see it because I was thinking so hard that I feel like I was barely looking at the screen. Was he called Old Phil? No, oh, you got a burr from LK? Nice. That's the goated one. That's what you're looking for. No, he was just called by his normal name, I guess. He had no extra descriptors. So. Fred, what's going on? Welcome in. 20 torches. You want to know if I want to identify him? Maybe? How readily available are you usually? On average? Yeah, because I don't want to like message back and forth 30 times and then this and that, and you know what I mean. So I'm like, oh, can't that day. Oh, I forgot this. You know what I'm saying? Because yeah, I would want to like kind of figure something out off stream, if you know what I'm saying. Because if I identify them all on stream and I want to make a clip about it, then it like the normal people wouldn't watch it, and then the YouTube algorithm would like nuke my channel for it. So yeah, best of luck there, Casper. Where we at here? One day I got my Spirit Monarch and was finally able to cube up to a Fortitude. Nice. Congrats on that, Chris. D2 luck is weird, says Alaskan Undead. I agree. It's a true story. Best way, Blizzard, to get a cold Thunder Charm. You just got to kill monsters. You can only find Thunder Charms in Terror Zone, so whenever a good Terror Zone pops up, you just have to go, and the uniques and elites and champions and active bosses can drop the Thunder Charms, so you just have to farm in Terror Zones, essentially. So Technique God says he got Ethereal Titans and a Nightwings. Same TZ Andy run. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff that can happen from TZ Andy for sure. I've had a few, I can't remember any offhand, but I've had a couple of drops that were like sort of crazy, like I think I remember, I mean, I could just be misremembering here. I'm pretty sure I remember getting an Endarl's Visage and a Arachna's Mesh on the same drop. Back in the day, like before, I mean. Hooded Hazard, appreciate you. The double follow. The over on Twitch too, appreciate you. Andrew, Whisper you on Twitch there, or like you talking Discord? Alaskan says TZ Chaos drops him at least a 1 Thunder Charm every time. That's maybe a bit. I don't want to say. How do I word this? Yeah, they do drop like all the time, don't they? Not literally all the time, but it seems like they do drop a lot. Yeah, and anyone who didn't know, yeah, if you're on a higher players count, they will drop more often. If I'm not mistaken. Explain why TZ Andy's broken, asked Will. So, yeah, pretty much what Technique God said there. So, when you get the quest drops from a act boss, what that means is she'll this is for any act boss, the quest drop. They'll never drop, like, I forget what the word is for it, but like garbage drops, essentially. Like, you'll never get like a cracked helm. You'll never get a stamina potion from a quest drop from a act boss. You'll never get like a I can't think of it, but you know, like fomenting potions, and so you'll never get that garbage stuff. So those drop slots, each act boss can drop 6 items, and none of those items are ever going to be a garbage item. They're always going to be like a good item. Well, not like a good item, but not one of those garbage, you know, items. So, well, TP scrolls from Darrow is a different situation, but so if it is an item that's not one of those low qualities and stuff, then it has an extra opportunity to be a good one. And because TZ Andy or Andaro, for whatever reason, they couldn't get rid of the quest bug or decided they didn't want to, so they made Andaro always quest bug to where she always has quest drops. So because of the combination of being able, you know, those no garbage drops on top of being a super high level, able to drop every unique item in the game, it makes her just insane. And then also, what's combined on top of that is the speed at which you can farm Andariel, because she's really kind of weak, especially to fire, so. But yeah. Ethereal Griffins? No, Cody, I'm sorry to hear that. That's terrible. I hate it every time I hear it, so. Go Big Kurt. Respects the full-time grind. I mean, yeah, you know. It's not the worst thing someone could do full-time. Not the worst. A little nerve-wracking once in a while, but, you know. Technique God says, yeah, so basically always stop and farm TZ Catacombs when terrorized, yeah. And Andy is so crazy. The thing is, too, is that the Catacombs, if Andara wasn't so insane, the entire Catacombs would probably be like a sick terror zone. You know, you got so many different, like, little weak Carver packs that are so easy to kill. There's nothing dangerous down there. The zombies are real slow. Like, I mean, I guess those dogs are the misshapen or whatever they're called in that area, the fallen or I don't even know what they're called. Those ones can get you once in a while, but really the Catacombs would be a good terror zone, but it's almost less efficient than just straight blasting to TZ Andy because she's so insane on her drops. So yeah, Technique God said, yeah, the TPs from Duriel. Yeah, that's the thing. When Duriel's terrorized, you can actually find 50 town portals all at once. Allegedly. That's his special power. He drops even more when terrorized. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Low rune from a poppable? It happens. It happens. You spend enough hours hitting poppables, eventually, you know, something will happen. Personally, I don't prescribe to spending hours and hours and hours constantly hitting poppables. Once you add up all the time, like, the amount of time it adds to your runs every time you're hitting all these poppables. But, that's just me. Ah. What? How'd she shatter? Oh yeah, I forgot. He has a fortitude on, doesn't he? I shouldn't put that fortitude on him. I should take that off. Because fortitude, after he's hit, gives him chilling armor or whatever it is, and then the chilling armor once in a while will make things cold and they'll shatter, and then I can't item find them. Go Big Kurt says certain items give you that dopamine hit. You ain't wrong. You ain't wrong. What time we got here? Well, it's 1:50. I'm not going to worry about it right now. I'll worry about it later. Because there's only 10 more minutes until TZ Meph, so... You know what's cool about this, though, is actually I think there's not one single piece of gear that I have to swap between my dedicated TZ Andy Meph farmer and this character. Not one piece, actually. TZ Duriel should be able to drop full tombs, right? Alaskan saying, comparing Bone Ash to TZ Andario. Like a 400 to 1 comparison. I mean, it'd probably still be TZ Andy. I know Bone Ash could be right there, but... I mean, it'd be like how I run Thresh Shocket sometimes. And Thresh Shocket's like right there, you know? Like, if you ever hop out, there was a TZ Thresh Shocket earlier, actually. Like, he's right here. But the thing is, with the two... Well, the thing is, you can item find them, too, but it never... Even though you can come out here, take him out, and item find the super unique, even though you can't item find Andariel, it just doesn't seem like... It just doesn't seem the same. It honestly just does not. Good trade value for a Zod. I think Zods and Vexes are about the same value. Could be wrong, though. So, how long am I streaming today, Tony says? I'm not sure. It'll either be until 4 or like 5. I think, let's see, it's only like a week until my daughter goes back to school, so I think we're gonna go do something today later. And then I have to get up at like 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. Maybe more like 6:30. I don't need to get up that early. 6:30. Swirling Crystal. So, you find them kind of often, but do they always roll with the 2/2/2? Boom! No, they don't. Whoopsie. Throw that out. Camille Bachor, welcome in. Don't sully the name of Bone Ash. It wasn't sullied. I'm just saying TZ Andy would still win out on that. I don't know the odds of these things happening or why it seems this way. I've never looked into it. But super uniques like Pindle, Thresh Shocket, stuff like that, probably Bone Ash. They seem to drop rare items at a much higher clip than like act bosses do and stuff. Or even these kind of monsters. Like you'll get a lot more blue and then unique. But it seems like super uniques for whatever reason, and this could be anecdotal, I could just be imagining it. It seems like they drop way more rare items. I don't know why. Tiro's Might says tonight's the night. Hopefully. Yeah, T-Foss. I think I've seen something about that. If I didn't watch the video, even maybe I might have. That somebody like manipulated the time clock and ran TZ Andy over and over and over again. Yeah. Yeah, I mean it seems crazy, but yeah. That's not the everyday experience. Like that was one. The thing, even at those crazy drop odds, and that sounds like a lot. That's really not even that much compared to how uncommon stuff is to drop. Like if somebody did 60 hours of TZ Andy, and he got like 8 Sacred Armors, like I could do 60 hours of TZ Andy and get like 1 or 2, like because of how RNG is, you know, or get none. Someone else could get, you know, 30 of them, you know, in the same amount of time. Like it's so variant, it's tough to really even statistically judge, you know. But in saying that, I'm not disagreeing that TZ Andy is like astronomically better chances of getting all that stuff than everywhere else. Because yeah, I couldn't imagine. I wonder if I went back and looked like how many hours of TZ Andy I've ran, and I've only gotten probably like 3 or 4 Sacred Armors that were from TZ Andy. Probably 4, to be honest. But yeah. Trash says he agrees. He seems like increased rares from super uniques. Yeah, I don't know why it is. I've never looked into it. I've heard other people say it too, and I don't know. I've never heard any explanation of why it seems that way, or if it's just like imagined by the community and myself. I don't know. Stuck at work. No D2R for another hour, says Tony. No! Alaskan said you could, the Cow King, he drops 12 items and you can hork him. Yeah, I don't really know anything about that. Don't know anything about that. Maybe maybe I'll have to look at it sometime when I get a TZ cows on single player. If there's some crazy drop thing there. So he drops 6 items like an Act Boss would, but you can item find them. Because they, what, they must have turned... Because usually any monster where you can complete a quest by killing the monster, you can't item find them. But did they turn off the fact that he would complete the quest so then you could never make the game again? So that gave you the ability to item find him? I'm just kind of speculating in my head. I don't really know, but yeah. Finally made a little bit of a stream. What do you mean I made a little bit of a stream? A little bit of a stream. Nope, not sure what that means. Hello, but hello? Hello, it's me. Alaskan said he doesn't think a super unique can drop any white items or weapons, so anytime it says a weapon, it just like, that's why they seem rare so often. Interesting. You think that would give you a much better chance? So you're telling me, let's see, I don't even know what that would mean, because usually if it tries to roll as a unique, but it reverts to a triple durability rare. But what if it tries to roll a white item, but it can't, so it has to choose to a rare, if that does anything? Huh. I didn't... Interesting. I didn't know that. Or I forgot about it. Yeah, Trash, I'm not really sure about the Cow King thing or whatever. Yeah, it's weird. Huh. .24 durability, is that double? Is that double? I'm gonna do one more and then I'll have to hop over and see TZ Meph's coming up here. I don't know what their durability is normally. Smulp says he is Cow King has to be a super unique because you can spawn declone on him. Gotcha. That makes sense. Welcome in, by the way. Is it even able to make a halfway decent whirlwind item find, Barb? Yeah. Yeah, you can. I would pretty much only do it for like Trav. I don't know about teleporting around whirlwind, teleport around whirlwind. I mean, I guess you could, yeah. Just dual wield griefs and you'd lose some magic find from the offhand, but maybe there's some other options you could rock to, you know, make it happen better. I'm not an expert on the topic, but yep, ready to go. All set up already. Wish I had a better map here, but I mean, I really don't want to spend too many years re-rolling, you know what I mean? Oh, it's on Players 1. I forgot. House Mask. First run, legendary. All right, Andrew. Gotcha, gotcha. Warlock, welcome in. So a good example of like garbage drops, things that like for here, like let's say this was TZ Andy, we were talking about it earlier. Like there's 1, 2, 3 normal gear pieces, but there's like a portal, a stamina potion, another potion. Like and Daria will never drop this stuff because you get quest drops. But here, this isn't quest drops. These are normal drops, so you get that kind of stuff. And a quest drop is generally just the first time you kill an act boss. Welcome in, F. Alaska says, Alaskan undead. It's odd because when you're making a public cow game, King counts as a boss in the game creator thingy. Game creator thingy. Not sure exactly what you mean by that, but I mean, I'm guessing you mean like sort of like in the game files or whatever. It's like listed under a boss. Yeah, I'm not really sure about that kind of stuff. Some things I am, some not. Ooh. Well, unfortunately, good uniques. Well, not good uniques. Several of them, but Spirit Ward is the best of the 4 that dropped. Blade Buckle. I don't remember the Warhammer. It's like Demon Hide Armor is like, is that the flayed one maybe? I forget what it, or the Centaur, I mean. But Spirit Ward. It's an elite base, so it's a little bit rare. A little bit rare. This is the Centaur one. Oh, it is Skin of the Flayed one. Ooh. This is the day you find Tyrael. Slapshot says, you know how many times I've heard that? A lot. But anyways. So Alaskan saying on console. Oh, so on console I've never played console, so when you create a game online, you can pick like what boss you're planning to make the game about to run or whatever. I guess if so or whatever, but I didn't know anything about that, I guess, or forgot about it, one of the two. Hype Mode says extremely rare on the Spirit Ward. Yeah, it's a pretty rare one. It's never used though, so that's why it's like a little bit less hype, but still kind of like cool. I'm not sure. It might even be an 87 item, you know what I mean? Might even be. Any of the stuff that's like an elite base is like uncommon to find the unique version of. Oh, ho, ho. We all know what this is. Stone of Jordan. Ah! Oh, I called it. I don't call it every time. That's actually crazy. Didn't I just find a Stone of Jordan like yesterday? Or was that that was Saturday? That was 2 days ago. Oh my gosh. Stone of Jordan luck. Can I trade 37 Stones of Jordans for a Tyrael's Might, please? Please, please. But yeah, that's cool though. It's still cool. Stone of Jordan, popping off left and right. Yeah, I'm gonna keep that, even though, you know, how many more Stones of Jordan do I really need? The real plaques. Hello, YouTube. Oh yeah, you'll find first rule about hunting Tyrell's Might: never talk about it. You know, jinx yourself. Yeah, this is the one I found on Saturday. This is the one I found today. I'm actively angry about finding more Tyrell Mites. Go fight a declone. Yeah, maybe I'll do another declone here pretty soon. I mean, they're not like they're difficult, but I just, you know, I probably have like 6 or 8 Stone of Jordans. I already have a couple of Annies, so not very great ones. So good old Alma Negra with enhance the damage and stuff. Phil wipes on declone. Declone's easy. What's going on, Snow Pro? Looking for that 20-20-10. Yeah, I would love a perfect one. That'd be great, but who knows, right? Oopsie. Hit the wrong button there. Pretty lucky on the Stone of Jordan. You're right. You're right. True story. Doing pretty good, real plaques. Hopefully you're doing good as well. We'll, ooh, good old heavy belt. Maybe. Not today. Not today. I'm not going to do a declone, but just take a second to get the things set together, so. Back to back uniques. I mean, you kind of get uniques like almost every run, huh? The Alma is, it's not really, is that a mid-level? It is class-specific item, though. I don't know the rarity on that one. I set it to player 7, but it's, I have like 460 on the Magic Find, something like that. Thought I was going to use my ZERKER on Mephisto. The extra magic find isn't worth it, and especially relative to the speed it'll be, and also along with the fact that you cannot item find Mephisto, unfortunately. Well, it'd be insane if you could item find, like, act bosses, you know, but... Leaf Pots is still lurking. On the background. Catch you for the algorithm. Appreciate you. I do want to shout out, appreciate y'all joining me here. We got over 200 all of a sudden on YouTube. Make sure you guys hit that like button for me. Okay, let me look at something real quick. Real quick. Oh wait, huh? Yeah, whenever there's a TZ, Meph, or Andy, I feel like people hang around a little bit longer. Like they think it's more likely to find Tyrell's Might, which is probably true. But yeah. What's everyone's thoughts on a Whirlwind Horker versus Zerk Horker for Trav exclusively? So, if you're a budget character, I would like, I've done this before too, so this is why I kind of know. Like, if you're a mediocre barbarian player and you have budget gear, I would do Whirlwind. What I was doing actually is I was going out and casting Life Tap with a Life Tap wand and then whirlwinding through the pack, because you can't Life Leech or Life Tap with Berserk, right? Because it changes it all to magic damage. So it was literally like keeping me and my mercenary alive by casting Life Tap and then whirlwinding through them to keep us alive, you know what I mean? So that's just kind of what I did, you know. There's all different kinds of things people can do, but... Uh-oh, Trash. Hopefully there's no stroke going on there. Defos says, imagine being able to item find Declone or Andy. I don't think that would be, you know, proper for the game. That'd be bad. Yeah, Alaskan Undead kind of sort of said the same thing as me. A little bit different there, but yeah, because of being able to life leash. Yeah, I do remember running Trav, because I started a couple different seasons, Berserk, Whirlwind, or whatever. Getting yourself a Storm Shield with Berserk to, like, save you a ton of, like, block and damage and stuff. Huge. Good old Maul. 3 BK rings, which are more rare to drop odds, Zoro says, rather than I'm thinking SOJs. I might have missed the first comment. Haven't found a single SOJ, you said, yeah. I believe it. I used to never find SOJs when I was playing. All of a sudden, I've been getting luckier with that, but it took a long time when I was streaming for like months. Eventually, I went, fine, I'm going to run Nightmare Andy. And I ran Nightmare Andy to get an SOJ, to get an Annie. And then literally 6 months or something went by, and I still didn't find another SOJ, and I went, fine. And I had to run Andariel again to get an SOJ. It was probably like a year and a half of being a full-time YouTuber, of blasting and magic finding before I found an SOJ that was not me specifically target farming Nightmare Andariel to get it. So, Salamander, welcome in. Up there a minute ago. Sorry, trying to catch up here on the comments. Do you think it's worth it to kill the boss champ packs and terrorize Durance and Catacombs? I would say it depends. If you're looking for your way down to Andariel, especially if you're like online, and you see an easy champ pack and you're like, something that can kill the champ pack super quick, Novasorg or something, just like, boom, boom, couple flashes and it's down. I would probably just like see the pack and flash and then keep going. Offline single player like this, where you bump up the players count and you're blasting TZ Andy or whatever, and you know exactly where to go, I would say probably not. Because if you're coming across several champ packs on your way down to Andariel while you're farming on single player, you should probably re-roll your map and get a shorter map so you don't have to go any distance, so you wouldn't see any packs, you know what I mean? So I would say online it might be yes if you can kill them super fast. Offline, probably no. Daniel Bowley. Someone else can answer that for you better. I'm not an avid... I've actually never made the Faith Bow in my entire life, so... I don't like playing... I never liked playing Boazon much in the past, and with it being weaker nowadays than it was back in the long time ago days... yeah, I just never been much of a Boazon person, so... Alaskan said, back in the launch of D2R, Prudence with a Eth Bullrog Blade Oath. Legendary. That's what I'm talking about. Wolf said he's been rocking, been holding all his unique rings unidentified. Nice. Going for the one big shebang, huh? How many SOJs can you get out of 40 unique rings, right? Something like that. Brad Piddle. Yeah, you know you're a legend if you got a... Oh, I don't have it here, but on the Horker. You might be behind on the stream, Brad, maybe. If you just seen that part. Which you're not going to see this part for like another hour then. But, yeah, Istid Shako like a boss. Technique God says dueling and cows for Boazon. Yeah, those are good roll. Two things that I don't like doing, so that would make sense, yeah. Did Brad just realize he was like an hour behind on the stream? See, Real Plex saying he remembers when perfect Ethereal Titans were worth like 40 Stones of Jordan. Back when Stones of Jordan were, there was a lot of inflation due to increased supply of the currency. A great lesson in economics right there. When you introduce a bunch of currency into the system, and then the currency becomes worth much less, right? Duping Stones of Jordan, teaching you real life lessons. Diablo 2 is. Learned everything about economics from Diablo 2 trading. Supply and demand. Wait a second. How come Shaco's worth more than Dragon Scale? It's a lot more common. Well, supply and demand. Definitely was not live. Yeah, I seen you say something about the Shaco at the IST, and I was like, that was right at the beginning of the stream. Hopefully he figures that out quick. Technique God, keep farming, and eventually you'll find it, no matter what it is. Maybe. Oh yeah. Getting close to fully switching to single player, says Warlock. P1 Online's getting boring, yeah. If you play P1 Online, highly recommend just go offline single player. Highly. You know, I get doing like ladder reset. Oh my god, he just slapped him down. I get doing, you know, you can do a ladder reset and then just play till you get to like 85 or 90, like level 85 or 90, and then go back to single player and stuff like that too. Like, you never have to like say like, no, I'm going single player, I'm never playing online again, you know. That's probably my favorite part, is like getting through the game with the team, chatting with everybody while you're playing and stuff, and then farming up your first pieces of gear, and you know, going from your budget to your high mid level gear, you know. And by that I mean, like, let's say you're a sorceress, you get like maybe an Oculus, a Shaco, a Viper Magi, you know, your Spirit Shield, of course, stuff like that. Going that part is like my favorite part. I don't really like pushing the higher levels online, or like, okay, we need to go for a perfect, you know, call to arms, I have to get it, you know. I'm not one of those people. Like, get the perfect gear, and my Viper Magi is only a 34 res, I need to get a 35, you know. I'm not like that. Yeah, Smurfs. True story. I should just do an ethereal grail, because that way I wouldn't have to try to find Tyrell's Might. Good call. Alright, I'm switching my grail to ethereal items only. Alright, it's done. I found everything. No, I never found an ethereal D-Web, I don't think. I know I have like an ethereal Death's Fathom, ethereal Templar's Might, ethereal Crown of Ages. I wonder, I may even be, I wonder if I ever did complete, with the exception of the D-Web, I might have found literally every other item in the game ethereal. Belted armor, that's uncommon. Is that Grey Form? From Hell difficulty? Ethereal Tyrell's Might. Imagine, just imagine. Is online or offline better? I'll tell you this. Meflix. I wouldn't want to live in a world where I had to decide permanently. Deciding between getting rid of all of online so I could never play with people and I could never do a ladder reset again and stuff, or get rid of single player. I wouldn't want to live in that world. I guess if I had to choose, I would keep single player and I guess get rid of online, but like, I wouldn't want to do that, you know. That's like deciding whether you want to cut your left hand off or you want to cut your whole left arm off, you know. You want to cut off your left hand or you want to cut off your left hand and your right hand? You pick. It's like, I guess just my left, I suppose, you know, but it's not really what I want to happen. Tui, welcome in. Oh, we were just talking about that one. Love to see it. Ooh, yeah. Crown of Ages. I found one the other day. It had 2 sockets. Let's get a sick roll on this one. Problem being, I don't remember how everything rolls. It's not perfect, I can tell you that. But we got 2 sockets, so that's good. So that is good, I suppose. How is this rolled, everybody? Let me know in the comments. Galback, yo! Welcome in. Welcome in. I feel like it goes to 30 on the res, and it must be 15 DR. Let me look it up super quick. Sometimes it's easier just to type it in and call it a day, huh? D2R Crown of Ages. Whoop. We need to get... You need to go away. $30 and 15. I was right. I nailed it. And then this is the 152 over here. So. Only 119 on the defensive roll, though, huh? We'll compare that. I got a few of them, but we'll compare it to what we got. This might even be... I never paid too much attention to them, so... Oh. Here's the one I found the other day. One set... They're almost identical. 28, 14, 27. So it's got 2 more defense. I guess we'll throw that one out. How many do you really need, right? How many do you really need? I know I have at least... I have one that I think I... Why do I think I have a Crown of Ages that I double bird? I know I have one that I socketed with some stuff that back in the day. I don't remember, but... Taskmaster popping off today, huh? Burr Cham is nice. That might have... I don't know if on single player I could put a Burr in, or a Cham in there. Bart, cuz, welcome in. Always played ladder because I had friends to play with, and we're pretty fair on drops, but only the last... Till something good drops, and then everyone MFs on their own. Right. I'm picking you up, Plex. Yeah. Pick your first tune to roll with Warlock. I personally, if you're starting single player or anything like to be doing stuff by yourself, always pick Sorceress personally. I usually do like always kind of do Sorceress. I guess if you're playing through the game, I generally recommend go like, you know, not right off the bat, but mid Nightmare or something when you can respec to like Blizzard with like a little bit of points into like Hydra to have like just that little bit of fire damage to get past just super specific individual monsters that are going to be immune to cold, like one of the Ancients or something like that. Let's see, Tyrell's Mike saying that Crown of Ages best in slot, like besides G-Face. Like if you're going for non-max damage variant, you're saying? I'm guessing anyways. Makes sense. I'm not much of a smiter, but yeah. I'm picking up Chilean down. Steve McGowan says, as a single player hardcore player, what character would be useful for? What character would they be useful for? They be useful for. They. Are you talking, Steve, are you talking Crown of Ages? Because if you're talking Crown of Ages, yeah, it's kind of a melee character. So Zealer, probably different barbs, especially for hardcore. I feel I hear hardcore players. I'm not much of a hardcore player. I will just upfront admit that. But I hear hardcore players talking about using Crown of Ages and stuff. So. T-Nac saying 40 Ed Jewels out damages G-Face. 240 Ed Jewels out damages G-Face. Are you saying like 40 15s with the increased attack speed, or and the ED, of course. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know much about that. Good old Chaos Armor. Ogrimo. Okay, I gotta check it, because Chaos is Tranks, right? Nailed it. Man, I know everything. It's like, why am I so bad at the Llama D2 trivia? Maybe it's because I can't even remember the difference between Trangs and Alder's armor. Everyone that drops ID, and I'm only right half the time, so it tells you how well I can remember it. Fisk, talking about starting off on single player, says, yeah, the Sork to get gear for all the other pieces, for all the other stuff, yeah. Pretty much what I recommend too, yeah. You can run the Countess uber easy. You can do Andy Meph. LK, yeah. Gloves for a Berserker Barb. It does depend what you're doing, but I think usually laying of hands, but I'm not 100% sure what everyone else would say best in slot. Personally, on my Zerker, depending on how much Magic Find and stuff you want to stack up, and what all gear you got. Like right now, I'm using Chance Guards, to be honest, so depends what you're doing. Isn't it crazy? We already got another unidentified Stone of Jordan. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, boom, 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 boom. Oh, well, not another Stone of Jordan, but Nature's Piece is a cool one. A cool one. Need that for the Oak Sage charges, right? No, I'm joking. The Slain Monsters Rest in Peace. Actually has Prevent Monster Heal on it too, which is I forgot about. Key Farmer, there you go, Castle Fear. Meph dropped 4 set items at once. Interesting. I've gotten one time I got the and this has happened probably more than one time. I don't think I've ever gotten 4 of the same piece, but I've gotten 3 of the same set piece before from Mephisto. And it was that one, I think it's pronounced Curris. Currius or something like that. And it's got that weird look to the armor when you identify it. I've had Mephisto drop 3 of those at once before. Oak Sage charges, GG and PvP. If you say so, Smulps. I cannot confirm nor deny that. Setting up for another item that has Monsters Slain Rest in Peace on it. Slain Monsters Rest in Peace on it. I can't think of any other ones except for... You're talking about Tyrell's Might. Tyrell's Might. I was trying to think of another item that had it on there, but I couldn't think of any that weren't like rune words. I was like, eh. Oh, it's got Prevent Monster Heal. Is Tyrell's Might the only other item that has Slain Monsters Rest in Peace? I can't really think of any other ones besides those 2. Lawbringer. The unique. That always confused me too. Why is there a unique and a rune word with the exact same name? Lawbringer unique. That's close enough. Oop, that's not the right one. I think there's a Lawbringer unique and a Lawbringer rune word, right? I just Googled it and the only thing that came up was a rune word now. I thought there was an old school, like been around forever unique that was, almost got another one. Tomb Reaver? Does Tomb Reaver have Slain Monsters Rest in Peace? Really? Doesn't look like it does. Has Reanimate as returned on it. Oh, Doombringer? Oh, maybe I'm thinking of Doombringer. It's possible. Congrats, Wolf. Never want to lose that. Never want to lose that. Oculus and Shaco on this build. Like a build, like if I did my build specifically for running TZ Andy Meph, or you're saying like use a 3-piece Trang set is what you're saying. Yeah, I know you can do 3-piece Trangs, but I just didn't want to go that route. I could make up another, you know, Isted Shaco, and then I wouldn't have to transfer any gear. But I pretty much did it this way. Just at the time, so that I would never have to transfer gear over from my characters here. Because, you know, obviously, Tel's, like, full Tel set, you would never use that on, like, a Barbarian or something, right? But my Shaco, then I'd be like, oh no, I put my Shaco over on my Barbarian, I gotta transfer it back. And I could spend the time to stock it up and get those Isted Oculus, Isted Shaco and stuff. But yeah. That's just kind of why I went with this one. And I just kind of decided that having like 400 and, you know, whatever Magic Find already, like getting, if I did get an extra like 100 Magic Find with the diminishing return curve, it's really like this much more. Just what I decided. Plus, I mean, look at how beautiful this glow is. Like, imagine if I wasn't glowing. That automatically loses like at least 75 style points and something else too. Something. Are you going to play on the new private Blizzless server? Never heard of it, Anatoly? For D2R, new server thing, they will get sued and shut down unless they, unless there's something going on where Blizzard did something that, like, you know, let them do that or something. Not really sure, though, but I haven't heard anything about it. Oh my gosh. Another Stone of Jordan! Oh. Happy birthday. Not my birthday. 300, appreciate you, though. Not really my birthday. Full Tel set is just aura farming. Aura farming. Aura farming. Like you're saying I'm using it just to get the look of it? I guess kinda. I mean, it's not bad by itself either. I mean, you get a good amount of Magic Find and FCR and stuff, you know, get your breakpoints good and stuff, so. Barthamus, welcome in. Yo, yo, yo. I missed on my meteor. Another IK armor? I know, right? It seems like, honestly, personally, I haven't found one yet today, but even me, it seems like I find one today. It does seem that way. Yeah, true story, Wolf. Yeah, practical, looks cool, hard to beat. Yeah, you can... I think if you min-maxed it with a 3-piece Tals and did some other stuff, you can get the Magic Find higher and kill speed the same, or I mean, how much faster could you really be, I guess, but might be a little faster, but this is just what I decided to do. Malchan, maybe? Krang's gloves, good item at least. Warlock said first exposure to D2 when I was 6? When you were 6? That's not old enough to play Diablo 2. It's inappropriate. The Immortal King, full Immortal King set with that glow got you hooked. Nice. Legendary. Good old Razor Tail, Rock Fleece. You cosplay as the Immortal King, like in real life? That costs. You'd have to invest like $4,800 to get a full Immortal King set built for you for cosplay. That'd be crazy. Oh!
Travis 40,208 donated $20 through Super Chat.
Appreciate you, Adam.
Figure out donating through Streamlabs. My PayPal account is locked. But thanks for all the D2 goodness.
Gosh, you appreciate it for the huge $20 Super Chat. Ooh. Appreciate you, Adam. Yeah, I think you got to use PayPal for Streamlabs, to be honest. I'm not sure. Maybe you could put in a card of some kind too and stuff like that, but no problem. Yeah, technically Streamlabs does take less of a cut. I think that's why Adam was saying that he tried using Streamlabs. Streamlabs takes the smallest cut out of anything, the Streamlabs donation, but still. Thank you so much for the $20 super. Appreciate the generosity. Oh yeah, Anatoly, nothing. I have never heard anything about it. Don't know anything about it. I would say, am I gonna play on it? Probably not, since I've never heard of it. If it ends up being a thing, would I ever try it? I might try it, but if I had to guess, they'll end up turning themselves into a Project Diablo 2 or like something like that. Pure speculation. I don't know nothing about it, like I said, but they'll start changing all the skills. They'll start adding in all these uniques and all these rune words. Adding in all, like, they'll add in mapping exactly the same as Project Diablo 2 and everything, and I don't like that kind of stuff, so. They'll I don't know for sure, but that's what ends always seeming happening with every mod. They always jump the shark, as the saying goes. D2 is like the softest rated game ever. Yeah, well, that's the thing too. If you play in legacy graphics, the inappropriate stuff, you can't even tell what it is anyways. It's so blurry. Right? It's so, like, you know, pixelated. This is true. It's not like in D2R here. I did let my daughter play D2 like a little bit, but she didn't want to like actually play it. She would run around in town and pretend like she was like buying clothes from the vendors and stuff. So, but yeah, I wouldn't let my daughter play like this and like zoom in and it's like, what, Daddy? What's this? Like, oh, it's dead body parts. What's over here? It's like, oh, these are more dead bodies and like guts and stuff. Or there's the parts where there's just like a naked woman, but it's only her top half because the bottom half was dismembered and her guts are hanging out. And it's like, I wouldn't, you know. But in D2, it's not, or in regular D2, it's not like that. So. Uh, 100 poison damage, small charm, worth keeping. I don't think that anyone really uses those much anymore. Just a plain standard, nothing else on it, 100 poison damage charm. I'd say probably not. I think those were always used, pretty much, if I'm not mistaken, as a thing in PvP, but I could be wrong. I've never used them for anything. I've never really seen anyone use them for anything. But I've heard back in the day that they used to be worth something, but I don't know about it anymore. What if in the mod, one of the only things they did was get rid of Mosaic or change it and nerf it? Well, in that case, I might play it. Wait, you're telling me it's exactly like D2R, but all you did was delete Mosaic from it? I'm in. Zooming in on that's disturbing still. Yeah, a little bit. So, go Bucks. What? Get out of town. Shield. Get out of here. Shielder from blue and gold. Gross. Now that disgusting red, really. That's what we need to shield her from. Passion said he made his decision, which was a bad Terror Zone Online. He plays single player. It's not a bad idea. I did that for a little bit. I've done some drop highlight videos like that where if it's a good Terror Zone, I played online. If it's a good Terror Zone in single player, I went to single player. Haven't done one in a while, though. Maybe I'll do that again, huh? See what character I have for online, like a non-ladder character or something. If I have like a Nova Sorceress ready to rock. The thing is I give away all my gear a lot. Like, I've given away like 6 or 7 like full characters, like fully decked out gear. So then I go look and I'm like, oh, I don't have any sorceresses with any gear on them because I gave away all my infinities and stuff already. Whoops. That is devastating. Geez, even Meph ain't paying off here. What is going on? Go listen to Mastodon. No, I don't. Nope. Demon head. There we go. I just stop and think about it. Wait a second. Is that Blackhorn's face? I don't believe so. And Darl's Visage. Don't remember how these roll, but it's still a good item. For sure. Love Andar's Visage. Online I would kill for one of these because you never find them. You do, but it's like it seems like it takes me forever. But there we go. I don't know for here, let's see. Blah, 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 blah. Maybe I'll double check the roll real quick. And see, someone says low strength. And Dario's Visage. D2I. Low strength roll, you say, huh? 25 to 30. And life leech to 10, 150 ED. So, pretty much everything's low. Yeah, we'll just check that out. What even do I have over here for this one? Let's see. 30 strength, 150 to... Oh. Is this one rolled good, or is this one bad? Perfect. It's just not ethereal. Imagine if that perfect one was ethereal. That'd be so nasty. Swish. I probably have some kind of online character. I'm pretty sure I at least have a... I'm pretty sure I have a fully decked out poison necromancer still. Like Enigma, D-Web, everything. At least I got an SOJ. That is true, yeah. The only... I mean, not that it's like, oh, man, but you can kind of find those, like, everywhere, right? I don't know. Andar's Visage is a cool item, at least. At least another, like, cool item on top. There. Real Plaque saying back in the day. PvP with a sin full of 451s. Nice. Yeah, those are tough to come by. I don't think I've ever found one of those. Or maybe I have. I don't remember. I got some lower ones. Seraph Sim's a kind of rare amulet right there. We can note that one. 2 to all skills. Unfortunately, it gets overshadowed by a lot of other stuff, but 2 to light radius. Ooh, yeah. Ooh. But yeah. Definitely got a ton of Seraph hymns. You know, found those throughout the years here, but... What is rare in IK armor or Talrosh's armor? I mean, it's got to be the IK, right? I don't really know the numbers, so I've never looked into it. That's purely guessing. Purely guesstimation on my part. Keep some for myself. I got something out there. Hell Rune, don't need that, never mind. Let's just look super quick. I know there's 15 minutes left here. What do I got here? I have my throw barb for sure. Dead Phil, look at that. A fully decked out poison necro. This is fully decked out sorceress here. You can tell it's fully decked out. Look at it. Oh, Black Vel. Oh wait, I don't know what this is. Is that an Shooters maybe? Maybe I do have one. Man Bear Pig. Oh, look at that. Man Bear Phil, I mean. It's behind chat, but the Druid's still decked out. I don't know. This one has Tal's armor on at least. Look, I got so much. I got all these are decked out. That's decked out. Wicked. Martha Ford. Whoa. Look at this real quick. Oh my gosh, never mind. Yeah, decked out. Come on. No Griffins, but still. Oh yeah. Porch Annie. I got tons of stuff. Tons of stuff. I just gave away a few of them. What's on this one? Look real quick. I don't want to miss all the whole. I'm wasting a few minutes here, but definitely not decked out. Cal's armor. I gave away some of the stuff apparently. Wish a modern ARPG could come out that's as cool item-wise as D2 and not as gargantuan as Path of Exile. Yeah, Path of Exile. Never played it before, but just looking at it, I'm just like, oh god, that looks like a disaster. If I was like 14, sure, I'd have enough time to like play that game, but even being a full-time YouTuber, I look at it, I'm just like, I don't have time to do that. Do not have time for that. Adam says how small D2 feels? I don't know what you mean by that. Few best in slot items playing in a week. Yeah, no, I don't really get that much personally, but Viper Magi. Oh, ethereal, legendary. Should I Zod it? Let me know in the comments. 190 homunculus. Probably not, but does it always? Yeah, it must just be the ED roll. Interesting that it's ethereal though. That's interesting. Interesting. Let's knock that off the fake ethereal grail that I'm not really counting. Alaskan says a lot of crafting in Path of Exile. A lot. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know, I don't like... How to explain this? I don't like playing games anymore where I have to learn a ton of stuff. Another Stone of Jordan. This is crazy. An unidentified Stone of Jordan again. Isn't this just absolutely insane? Oh. Skill tree from every character's Final Fantasy X skill tree. Nice. The Final Fantasy X skill tree thing was an effing disaster, so I literally could not stand that game, Final Fantasy X. I loved a Final Fantasy 7, 8, 9, and then 10 came out, and I just could not. I tried it, and I was like, dude, this sucks. And then like 5 years later, I was like, oh, we'll give it another. It's Final Fantasy. Maybe at the time I just wasn't ready. I tried again. I played it for like, enough to actually get into the game, 10, 15, like probably like 10 hours or something. I'm like, dude, this game sucks. So bad. So bad. The sphere grid thing, no, it was absolutely terrible. Just terrible. I can't stand when skill trees are like that. Cannot stand it. Personally. Two Immortal King's armor in 5 minutes. It happens, Casper. Yeah, I've had it happen before. So, Dream Theater. Have I heard of? I've heard of Dream Theater, but I've never. I couldn't think of what they sounded like. I can't think of a single song by them or anything, but. Viv said he had a 14 ED Ethereal CV just sitting on just a mule. Only that. I guess you were meant to trade it earlier, huh? Forgot about it. I got all kinds of random stuff like that sitting around. I find so many SOJs. 300 says. The thing is, I didn't used to. Like I was saying, it took me like the first year and a half I was doing this Holy Grail. Literally a year and a half. I didn't find a single SOJ, with the exception of like going to hit TZ, or I mean Nightmare and Dario to find them. And the first time I did it, it took me 1,500 runs, which is a long time. Yeah. Progressive rock? Prog rock? Yeah, it might not be my genre or whatever. It's hard to say, I don't know. I've definitely heard of them, but I'm not really like know everything about the scene kind of guy, you know what I mean? If it's not Silverstein, then I don't know about it. If they weren't making music in 2003, then I don't know about them. If it's not from the Cats musical, I don't know about it, but it says Biv. Yeah, maybe. That's not true at all. We're going on a trip in our little rocket ship. We can fly, little Einsteins. See, I know some other stuff. Greg's is still going. Yeah. I don't stream as long as some others, but it hasn't even been 2 hours yet. I usually go at least 2 hours. What's the difference between emo and screamo? Nice. Can't tell if that's a real joke or if that was a real question, Poochie. Can't tell. I mean, they're kind of the same thing. Usually people refer to it as emo screamo, as that's the name. That's what they say. I don't think that's like the official name of the stuff, but and maybe I'm not a perfect genre-er. But what most people refer to as screamo is actually called is actually considered post-hardcore, I believe. I don't know. Sweat Hog, you bought is that how you spell cello? You bought a cello last night? Interesting. You've at least listened to Sabbath, right? Like Black Sabbath? Or is there a different type? Is there a different band just called Sabbath? But in general, like if you say like Mastodon, I don't like this might come off wrong. Gotta be honest. That's like in the genre of what would be like old man metal. You know? Like if you said like Mastodon and Sabbath and, you know, Iron Maiden or something, you know, like. It's like old man metal. It's kind of like, I would say before my time, but it's just, I don't know. It's not my thing. I have heard of Black Sabbath, yes. I mean, every once in a while I used to snag my dad's CDs and pop in some Black Sabbath, you know what I mean? So. Mastodon old mad metal? Oof. Yeah, I think so. Like for a person now listening to Mastodon, I would say, I mean, you got to be at least 45 to be listening to that, right? The thing is, you got to remember, I'm almost an old man too, so. Like, yeah, I like Silverstein. I go listen to Silverstein, but let's be honest here. Everyone in Silverstein is like over 40, so I'm almost 40. Warlock, you said, considering the background music, you think I would like Mastodon? Yeah, I mean, the background music is cool and stuff. It depends on the singing, to be perfectly honest. It depends what that sounds like. Because, let's see, the same people that like Mastodon, they were the people that would be like, oh man, Dio rocks, you know, and like, I'm trying to think of some other, you know, like, Judas Priest, you know, ooh. Or they're the people that, you know, that would be like, holy diver! I can see your stripes, but I know you're clean. Ah. That's the kind of people that I knew that liked Mastodon, so. Some dude at GTA RP. I'm not sure what GTA RP is, but flex 20k subs on YouTube at me. Really, subs don't matter too much, Snow Pro. But the only thing that really actually matters is like views and stuff. So it depends a lot on the channel and stuff like that. The kill switch version of Holy Diver is sick. Yeah, I mean, it is kind of sick. Switch said I'm feeling very called out here. Oh, I'm not saying any of that stuff is like super bad or anything. It's just not my go-to. Like, you know, I obviously know the words, so I have listened to them before. You know. You know, I just, in general, I like things that are a little more modern sounding and a little more aggressive, but not like too insanely aggressive. We'll say, for instance, like Slaughter to Prevail, or like Lorna Shore, or like, I don't know, a ton of other bands that are super aggressive, but I'll listen to them once in a while just because it's like almost like impressive. But that's not the kind of stuff I listen to like all the time, you know. I like where it's a combo singing, more aggressive, and you know, and where the aggressive parts you can actually like understand what they're saying still though. So how'd your Meph runs go? Little so-so, you know, little so-so. We got a little bit here and there. If you like Kill Switch Engaged. Yeah, Kill Switch is, they're another one that's like okay, but they're almost like, they're almost borderline old man metal too, I'm gonna be honest. I don't really listen to them anymore. They're like, I know a few of their songs, but System of a Down, I mean, they're kind of weird, you know, different. I used to really like System of a Down when I was younger. They obviously haven't put out anything new in a long time, I think. They break up, and then maybe they put out a single here and there. But I'm not too sure what they got going on, but I probably had like 4 of their CDs back in the day, but not because it was, I don't know. It was, I mean, good. I can't even for System of a Down, I can't even say like their music was like good because it was so weird and different, you know, like, I don't even know how to explain it. Maybe that came off wrong, but Parkway Drive. They're a band that I haven't really gotten hugely into, but like every song I hear of Parkway Drive, I actually think is awesome. Like, The Void is like, and I've heard people talk bad about them, like, oh, they just make these lame, super catchy songs like that don't even sound. They're not even like real metal, and I'm just like, I don't know. You don't want to listen to a song that's like catchy and you like I don't know. You want a song that's just unhinged and incoherent? Like I'm not really sure. But yeah, everything I've only heard half dozen songs from them, but they're like super sick when I do hear them. But Nickelback's super aggressive. I mean, somewhat, yeah. I mean, Nickelback's super aggressive towards teenage girls. That's what you mean. Where are we at here? Under Darkwoods Underground Passage. Polaris from Australia. Polaris is like such a common like name for. I don't know. I think I might have heard of them before, but I don't know. Maybe if it's a smaller band, probably not. But let's see, where's this guy at? Hoping he was right around here. I can't remember. Didn't I run him the other day with something? And there he is. Way too far away. Oh my gosh, he's way too much health. Oh, it's on player 7. That's why. Don't want to do that. Yeah, I'll ask, and I don't know. I don't really follow Nickelback very much, so. Bet I was into ICP? No. No, I was not a juggalo. Edward, welcome in. Not sure this is really the best use of my time, but, you know, we're doing it, I guess, for a little bit. Trav stinks, Jordan, that's why. So Trav is not good for finding Tyro's Might. You literally can't find Tyro's Might from Trav. So if you're trying to find Tyro's Might, yeah, Amity Affliction. I've seen them in concert before. I'm not really quote unquote into them. They play the similar kind of music as other bands I listen to, but that's just one I never got into, even though they're... So they've, like, opened for... I think maybe one of the Silverstein shows I went to they opened for, or maybe it was Bless the Fall, maybe? I've seen Bless the Fall a few different times. Yeah. We dissing Nickelback's this snipe? Oh, yeah. I thought that was like a national pastime, dissing Nickelback. No, just when you find out some more stuff about Chad Kroeger and you're just like, oh god. It's like, wait a second, he wrote this song about this teenage girl that he was like, snuck her out of the house and was explicitly talking about the things he was doing with her, and then you come to find out he wrote that song when he was like 33? Like, what? Oh my god. Stuff like that. My apologies if there's Nickelback fans in the chat, but... Something about guys in their mid-30s thinking about sneaking girls out of their parents' house and then their dad's catching them, messing around in their car. I don't know, it just kind of rubs me the wrong way. Alaskan says Nickelback sued a pickle YouTube Facebook page because it had more followers than them. What? I mean, did they steal their band name or something? Like it was like Nickelback Pickles or something? Because I mean, I could see somebody suing something for something like that, but just like, hey, you have more people than me, I'm suing you. Forbus. Yeah, TZ Trav can drop everything. Well, yeah, but I mean, this place is terrorized, so I obviously wouldn't run TZ Trav. I wouldn't run Trav right now. Referring to a question I answered a little bit earlier. Don't listen to Elvis or Chuck Berry. Not too often. Not too often. Maybe we'll just hop back to the pits. I don't know if I'm... never mind. I'm feeling it. I changed my mind. Chico! I could just stop and take champs along the way when I see them too, huh? Probably would make sense. Rope. I got you, Forbus. I didn't see their comment. My apologies. I thought you were, you know, like, maybe you misunderstood the question or something. My bad. No, that was my bad. Sahara Dust, welcome in. What's going on? John said sometimes it takes me a second to get to the comments, but he said the background music sounds like Death Clock. Death Clock, let's go. Ogrimal, come on. I know they are like a real band that makes real music too, but obviously I think of the cartoon every time I hear Death Clock, right? Appreciate you, Snipe. Best of luck. Wait, best of luck. Get that work around the house done quickly. Best of luck. That's not the right thing to say in this instance. Plated belt, garbage. Metalocalypse. There you go. Yeah. I was thinking that the show was called Death Clock, but it was, yeah, Metalocalypse. There you go. Oop. A little aggressive on the teleport there. Three Wisps, 3 Grandfathers, and you're like 50% through like your TC-87s. Nice. Yeah, YouTube, don't forget to hit that like button for me if you could. Much appreciated. Bloodhog, is that a quote from Metalocalypse? I didn't like watch it a ton, you know. I seen probably a third of the Death Clock episodes one time, you know, so Maybe not even that many. I don't even know. Man, a lot of times when I hork that guy, Tree had Wood Fist, he just drops nothing. Let's see if this looks better. I changed my handle. Scott Twonky. I don't remember who you were before, so. I mean, Scott T works too. Really want to do a Holy Grail, but you can't even get sleep because you're 9-month-old, you said? Yeah, that's a time where sometimes kids don't sleep at all. Unfortunately. Hopefully you get that figured out. Yeah, we either just got lucky with my daughter, or like we did do this sleep training method, which we did well before 9 months, I guess, but it's not really anything complicated. You pretty much put them in their crib and you just let them scream and cry forever. And never go in there. And then after, like, you know, the first night they'll scream for like, ooh. That'd have been a great clip if that was Tyro's Might. Clip starts off with me saying, you just put your kid in the crib and just let them scream and cry and all night and just never go in there. But literally, that's kind of what... The first night, they scream for like 6 straight hours until they eventually pass out. And then the next night, they scream for like 3 hours until they pass out. The next night, it's like 1 hour, and then it's like a half hour, and then it's like 10 minutes. And then after that, you just put them down, and they're just quiet, and they just go right to sleep. Because they realize that the screaming and crying, they're not getting what they want, so they just give up on screaming and crying. And they realize that when they wake up the next morning, they're fine. So... But yeah, I could be too that just every kid's different, so. Good old Gore Riders, though. Obviously a good item. I'm actually wearing these right now. So, on this character, that's how good they are, so. Good item to find if you need them. Is a Frenzy Barb with 1 grief good? Yeah, it can still be good. Depends what you throw on the other side, but still it's pretty good. Ignore your kids. Works for me. Yeah, right? That's what you do. Just ignore them. Yeah, you got some other stuff going on, Adam. Yeah. Yeah. I'm never gonna tell anybody that I'm a parenting expert, I guess, so. Yeah, every kid's different, all that good stuff. Other things could be going on, so yeah. No. Whoa, jeez. Okay, I'll just use 9 potion. Okay, get the grief out. Get all flustered here or something, huh? Is there another champion? Yeah, okay. Thanks a lot, chat. Philip just changed to a ZERKER. Didn't like it much at all. Yeah, you know, Singer's cool too. You know, don't have to aim. Just get close. I got you. The thing I like about Singer too is you don't have to switch weapons. Like, you don't have to teleport on one hand and then switch to the weapon on the other hand, which is low-key such an amazing benefit. Low-key. Dying in Ubers and trying to get my body back was so comical and stressful. Oh boy, yeah, I believe that one. I believe that one. Dying in Ubers is an incredibly stressful situation. What should you use for a second item if you're using a I think isn't a kind of a classic maneuver is Brief Death for Frenzy. Death has a bunch of like is it Deadly Strike and Crushing Blow, I think? It's not too expensive. If you want to go probably an Oath, it wouldn't be bad as another budget option. That's still pretty good. Hundo, was that comment about using a cure directed towards me, or was that towards answering someone else's comment that I missed? I think if it was directed towards me, I don't think poison was necessarily hurting me there. I guess I might have been amped up, and that would be why I was taking a beating, but a lot of it was because I didn't realize there was an archer hiding behind a tree. These trees block stuff all the time, so I can see this aura right here, but yeah, I didn't see an archer stand there that was just blasting me, right? Blasting. Oop. Get my correct weapon out. Ort Rune, that's what I'm talking about. I did want to get rid of his Fortitude, but I don't know if I care that much. 2017 Sork Torch, Jonathan. Nice. Nice. Maybe we'll jump back to the pits, I think, maybe. Just a totally classic place. Don't see another champion. I hate when you teleport around an area that large and you're like, man, I kind of thought there'd be another champ or two, but I don't see him. I just wasted all this time. Oh my tree stuff running. Yeah, bum. Firm believer that Griffins is a hoax and doesn't actually exist. Yeah, Jordan James. That's definitely one of those items on the list that when you're hunting for it, you can't find it. Definitely one of those. Can't see in here what's going on. Ooh, all right. Let's see if we can get the perfect all res. Oh, is that a good roll or a bad roll? I'm joking. I know it's bad. But Kira's Guardian is kind of a cool one. Certain cannot be frozen. Got a bunch of resistance, hit recovery. It's got its purpose here and there. You know what I'm saying? Not one rolled this bad, but you know what I mean. Singer Barb's a beefier Nova Sorceress. I guess you could think of it that way. I mean, really, Nova Sorc is kind of a tank too, but thought I seen a champ there. I guess not. It's got a much smaller radius. You can kind of stack more Magic Find on it, but I mean, having the item find skill is just really what sets it apart the most. Item find for like unique hunting is just primo. The heck? No champs down here anywhere? Finally one. My goodness. Gotta be one over here then, huh? Jeez. The dreaded 2 champions on the lower level map. Unbelievable. Can Singer kill good in hell? Like players 1, yeah. Even with like the best gear, you can do it. I know it's gonna, people say I do this, that, or whatever. I never run a Singer over players 3 difficulty. Even for just like, even if I'm doing the pits and I'm kind of like hitting most of the packs or whatever, I still would only do it players 3 because then it just is like so slow. And as for like act bosses, I wouldn't be boss farming with it. Like you can do it, but why is there no champs anywhere? My goodness. Alaskan, yeah. Nova can pretty with the best gear. Players 8 is like not an issue, yeah. And most barb builds, in my opinion, are like pretty much stick to P1. Utilize your find item skill for the champs and whatnot, or if you're running Trav on the whole Trav console and stuff. Yeah, pretty much agree with you. Yeah, Philip said he's mostly by himself. If you're talking about Singer Barb, I believe. Alaskan saying the whole allure of the find item skill is so you avoid worrying about the players count. Kind of, yeah. I feel like players 3 though isn't too much of a negative for the Singer Barb, to where you could still try to get lucky with bases and stuff off of like the pack around when you're shouting or whatever. So man, no champs anywhere. I hate you. Doesn't the item find remove no item chance when successful? I mean, kind of, yeah. That's kind of a weird way to word it, but that is I think technically true the way you worded that. Yeah, essentially the chance for an item to drop, instead of being relative based upon how many players count it is, it's solely based upon the percentage that you get from the find item skill. So you'll use find item and sometimes nothing will drop, but sometimes stuff will. But on players 1, there's like a 70% chance that an item won't drop. And with the find item skill, the way I have it on P1, there's a 70% chance that an item, well, a 75% chance that an item will drop. So I hate when you howl them away sometimes, and the other monsters just, they just don't listen. Trash, you say join bot games if you're online with the Singer Barb. Are you saying to like what, follow the bot around and like item find their item find the champs when they take them out? Is that what you're getting at? Anything good today, Caster? I got a few things. Probably the two best, SOJ and Darrow's Visage. Good old SOJ. Let's see. Alaskan kind of said the same thing there. Yeah, just be a grave digger, Barb. Just follow around in the game and item find the dead bodies. Whoops. The random fat-fingered accidentally chugged a potion. Who hasn't done that before, am I right? Jeez. Mercenary killed the monster before I can even switch weapons. Gravedigger Barb got you your first jaw? Nice. Singer Barb, decent at farming council. Never really used that barb at all. Kind of. Because I'm pretty sure sort of similar to like Howl. You know when you howl stuff and it's running away, they don't cast the Hydras? If you're a Singer Barb and you hit them, like see how I'm howling these guys and they're running scared or they're not casting Hydras? A few of the champs do, but now they're not casting any Hydras. I think when you stun them when you're singing, it does the same similar situation. Definitely you'll be better off the better gear you got for sure, but I don't remember. I don't run a lot of Trav because I don't like it, but you can't find Chill's Might there generally, so. Yeah, Philip, for sure. Yeah. Singer Barb, he says Singer Barb can do everything, just takes longer, like Bale even or anything. Yeah, definitely. I've, oh. Sorry. I had a sneeze come out of nowhere. Hopefully my mic's still working. Sometimes when I mute it and unmute it, people are like, he's, miming again. Button's on. Should be working. Yeah, Nacho says tried Berserker out for Trav, but unfortunately no leech. Yeah, that is a problem. You have to be able to kill or survive long enough. So I usually don't do much Berserk until I got a grief, pretty much is my cutoff line. Mike's good. First time for everything. Singer or Frenzy, not sure which one yet. It says filthy gutturals. Whoo! But yeah, I probably use Singer way more than I use Frenzy, to be honest. Depends. Yeah, no, I'm probably more lean on the side of the Singer personally, but I'm a big fan of not having to aim. The huge benefit. Just get close and then hold the button down for a second and everything's gone. Not that Frenzy, you can kind of just hold down the button and lock on from, you know, just keep swinging and hold down the button forever, but the one good thing about Singer is too is that for teleporting, like, you want to get to the 105 breakpoint, like, you can do less, that's fine, but for singing you kind of want to get the higher breakpoint too, because your damage comes from how fast you're casting there too. So you kind of have the 105 breakpoint, like, you're trying to get that to that inherently, instead of like this build where I'm like, I'm on this side, but like I want to item find faster, except like I have to switch over here to get the 105 to item find, but then if I want more magic find I have to do this side, but then I have to put, you know, you see what I'm saying? Like, I have to try to balance out the damage side and the FCR side, but if you're doing a Singer Barb, you're doing them both in the same hand, so. Yeah, Warcry charms help out your Hork too. True story, and your damage. Yeah, that's what I might have even put those down here if I was a Singer, like full. I don't remember what I usually do. I probably go back and forth, to be honest, depending on how I feel. Whether I have all the MF charms down there or if I have Warcry charms. Whoop, 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 whoop. Damage on the Singer? I'm not sure. I haven't played one in a while. I'm rocking Berserk Barb here, so. Donwan! Yo! Coming in with a brand new Slayer ship. Oh, welcome in. Appreciate you. Thanks for supporting the channel. Don't forget, anyone who is a channel member also, good time to shout it out with a new member coming in here. You got access to those emotes that are specially made, so feel free to use those as many times as you want and as often as you want, as much as you want. Slayer, ooh, yeah. Feel free to join up the Discord too. Also, if you do join the Discord, you can link your YouTube channel membership to Discord. You get a special, like, your name's a different color and stuff so people know you're a channel member and stuff like that. So if you want to, it's super easy. Click a couple buttons and link it up if you want to. Rune word for a Singer Barb. Nice. Ral, ral, ral. Can I get quad shot? Took me a second to read that, sound that out. Watching a stream the other day reignited your desire to finish my holy grail. 86% complete. Best of luck. Hopefully that goes quick for you. 6 hours in, nothing. Forgot how the grind feels. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's been roughly 2 years that all I've needed to find was Tyrell's Might on my grail, so roughly 2 years of only needing to find Tyrell's Might. So, I get you. there a guy here? No good. Let's see. I think he's talking about his singer trash, saying all 7% with mana charms. Wait, what? Oh, 7 MFs with mana charms. I got you. So you don't have to put extra points into energy to keep your mana up on your singer. I got you now. Dude, those got to be expensive. All 7 MFs with... Well, I guess you didn't say they were all perfect mana, so... Yeah, I usually put, like, half and half between mana and vitality on a singer personally. But yeah, I get you. I know what you're talking about. Wasn't it October or December? Trash says. I thought it was already 2 years. I'm gonna be honest. I don't remember. I guess I'd have to go back and look at. One time I was looking for a clip for a video and I looked it up and it was like, found second to last item. You know, it was like the 1 minute clip that I do when I find something, you know, exciting or whatever. And I could have swore it was like 2 minutes ago, or it was like 2 years ago. I mean, so yeah. Nacho saying, if you got like 3,000, 3,500 life, it's fine for almost every, yeah. Especially with a barb, if you're doing like players 1, you're doing like P1 pits, it's like, you're fine with 3,000 health generally. Yeah, that's why even on like this one, I put, what did this say? 240, 280. So roughly half and half between dexterity and vitality, so that because Grief has ignore target defense, but it doesn't work on the elites and stuff, right? That only works on the white monsters. So just making sure that you land literally every swing is super clutch. It's so annoying when you're sitting there swinging and swinging and swinging, and you're like miss, hit. And then maybe once in a while it takes 2 hits, so then you miss like 3 more times. Like, ah! Tony finally got home, says, welcome back. Whoop, whoop. It's always going to take a little bit longer if you're swinging with your Heart of the Oaks. True story. Little known fact, but, you know, I'm a pro, so I can give you that tip. If you hit with your Heart of the Oaks, it takes a lot longer to kill stuff. You're welcome. T-Foss says 17 mana, 7 MF charms go for 1 jaw each on tradery. Yeah, right? That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking. But he probably has like 8 mana, like 7 MFs and stuff like that. A bunch of those or something. Trash says around the time of your Notorious playoff stream. Yeah, I feel like I was wearing a Lions jersey and stuff in that clip too, when I found the second to last item. Yeah, maybe you guys are right. I don't know. I'm about to go look it up right now just to prove myself right and you guys so wrong. I don't know. Let's see. Maybe I will. Just because it seems funny now. Go here. Look at my videos. What would I look up? Grail? Second, maybe? I forget what I looked up. What was I searching for? Maybe it was something with Wisp or something? Give me 1 second. I'm going to find it any minute now. Oh, right here. Finally found it. Found this grailer. One item remains. Yeah, December 9th, 2023. So it's almost, it's coming around, it's been like a year and 9 months. Unbelievable. Everyone should watch that playoff stream. I don't remember which one. I know I did a few of them. One time there was a ladder reset on a day when the Lions playoffs were. So I rerouted my antenna. Or no, it was on like some streaming service, I thought. I don't really remember. But I rerouted my TV over to here. I feel like it was on some streaming service and I could watch it on my Fire Stick is what happened. But either way. Could have been a different Lions game too, though. One where I was fighting with the lights? Fighting with the lights. I don't remember that. The playoffs? We ain't talking about the game. Playoffs? Yeah, that one coach. At first I was thinking about practice. Practice. We ain't talking about the game. No. We ain't talking about the game. The game. We ain't talking about the game. Not the game. We ain't talking about the game. We ain't talking about the game. We talking about practice. Not the game. Not the game. Practice. Not everyone might know that one, but when the Detroit Pistons traded for Allen Iverson, traded Chauncey Billups for Allen Iverson, and that was something about him missing practice and stuff, and we ain't talking about the game. Practice. Practice. That was a pretty funny one too, though. Not the game. Yeah, Biff had to take a break. He's getting overworked. Yeah, the old Colts coach, yeah. The playoffs! Because it was something like, they're just terrible, right? And like there was no way they're going to make the playoffs. And like, the playoffs? How little has changed. Drafted a first top 10 quarterback. Wasn't he second or something, Anthony Richardson? Still not even close to making the playoffs. Come on. Oh, man. Yeah, I don't think there's any more champs there. I don't see them. What? Apparently there's none down here either. My God. Can we get a champion somewhere? Thank you. Once again, the dreaded only 2 champs on the lower level. Dreaded. T-Foss says after the Bills fan, or after the Bills game. And the preseason with the Bears. I mean preseason. We're talking about preseason here. I forget what the stat was. Oh, sorry, I just punched the mic on accident. Didn't the Patriots, when Tom Brady was the quarterback and they won like six Super Bowls out of like 8 years or something? I think they didn't win a single preseason game out of any of those entire seasons or something like that. Like preseason is so pointless. They literally are just starting like all these practice squad guys and undrafted free agents and stuff. All the teams are. Absolute FX. This is a true story. I forgot about that, but you are correct. The year the Lions went 0-16, back when there was only 16 games, they did win all 4 of their playoff games, yeah, or their preseason games, yes. This is true. Yeah, in general, bad teams win preseason games and good teams lose all their preseason games. In general, that is just like a true thing. Because the best teams, if you had a good established, like, 100% your quarterback didn't need to do any reps in preseason, then yeah, you're going to be starting, like, you know, really bad players, you know, so. Marty says, can't wait to watch the Bears destroy the Lions. Yeah, I'm not saying they're necessarily the worst team ever, but I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens this year. If really the Bears got all good and the Lions got all bad because of Ben Johnson. He was the linchpin. We'll see. Yeah, Tony says, if you want to see your local Subway sandwich artist play NFL football on the field, watch the preseason games, right? You want to see a guy who's going to be laying bricks in a couple of weeks. Be out there and play football. Lions not making the playoffs. It's not impossible. I mean, Isaac Tesla, though, looking pretty nasty, am I right? Guy gets a touchdown every week. It is crazy to think, though, now we got Hutch back for the Detroit Lions. I know not everyone's an NFL fan here, but Aiden Hutchinson back, since he pretty much didn't play last year. Hopefully, some of our younger guys on defense kind of like picked up a little more, and maybe some of these new guys we're bringing in. Actually, didn't our rookie... I think we drafted a cornerback in like the 3rd or 4th round or something, and I think he got hurt out for the season already. So, do take that back. Or, I think... Wait, did we draft a 2nd round cornerback? I can't remember exactly. But I think we drafted a cornerback this year, and he got hurt in practice, and he's out for the year. But anyways. Yeah, absolute FX. I mean, that's the same thing too, yeah. I guarantee you the way it'll work, like, we'll get a wild card out of the NFC North or whatever, what division we are, I forget, but... The only thing that I see is it honestly kind of looks like, you know, like the Bears did get better, I think, with Loveland, and, you know, you got the wide receiving group should be good. See if Rome can actually pull anything together here, huh? They drafted another guy who apparently isn't even starting over Zakakis. Yeah, we'll have to see, though, how much they use everybody and whatnot. I'm not sure about Green Bay yet, either. I thought maybe they got a little better, but hard to say, really. Getting, you know, Golden. We'll see. T-Foss saying, speaking of Subway and NFL, Russell Wilson? Yeah. Forgot them Subway commercials, yeah. Good old Russell Wilson. He's about to get benched halfway through the season for Jackson Dart anyways, so. Matt Baker saying Arkansas Razorback Tesla. Yeah, that guy. The guy that the Lions traded like 4 picks to move up like 15 spots to draft him. And everyone's like, what are you doing? We thought he was going to go in like the 6th round. Why'd you trade 3 third-round picks up to get him? Okay. But yeah, he's like 6'5", runs like a 4.3, 440 or something. I don't know the number exactly, but he's like 6'5", 205 or something. Former quarterback turned into wide receiver. Absolute FX said, wouldn't be surprised if the Bears are last in the NFC. North. Lions, Green. Why is my brain melting here? What is it? So Lions, Green Bay, Chicago. What who am I forgetting? What am I forgetting here? Because isn't like Cleveland's not in our division or in our conference, right? Why is my brain not? I can't pull it. I don't know what's going on.
Don1129 donated $2 Canadian through super chat.
Minnesota. Don Juan, yo! Thank you for the $2. I ate all the food in the whole house, so in order to feed the family, super chats. No, I just putting something ridiculous in for the super chat goal, but thank you so much for the $2. Appreciate you. Yeah, Minnesota. See, the Vikings. Hard to say when you got a rookie quarterback. Essentially rookie, I should say. Oh! Facet, guaranteed to be 5-5 Lightning! Oh, 3-5 Lightning. Close. I called the element at least, so. But yeah, Vikings. Jefferson's got a hamstring injury already. Those tend to linger a lot of times. Get re-injured. The quote-unquote essentially a rookie quarterback. Coming off, what, a torn ACL. Hawkinson's always hurt. Addison's going to be suspended for like 6 games or something. Aaron Jones is always hurt. Somehow didn't get hurt last year, right? Even though, but now he's even older. Vikings, I don't know. Yeah, Donald Rex saying Steelers gonna win the Super Bowl, huh? You think an offense led by Arthur Smith is gonna win a Super Bowl, huh? Everyone can dream, right? I would be more likely to think Team Mutiny by like week 10. And I don't know. Do you think Aaron Rodgers is going to straight up just like leave the team at some point? They're going to be like, Aaron Rodgers just left. He didn't tell anybody. He's out of the country. He's doing ayahuasca somewhere again in a hot hut, deciding his future if he wants to retire now or keep playing. Okay, Donald, I got you. I didn't want to go. All right, so if you're just joking, yeah, that's the dumbest, most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Steelers gonna win the chip. Arthur Smith being their OC is great for what you said. What, great for Tennessee? They must be in the same conference or whatever, I guess. Arthur Smith, my goodness. Ever since I had Bijan Robinson on a fantasy team, I've now discovered who Arthur Smith exactly is. And boy, do I. That guy's bad at his job. I mean, I don't hate him or nothing. I don't wish bad things on him. But, like, man, he is not good at being a coach or offensive coordinator for NFL football. That is for sure. But somehow keeps getting jobs. Not sure. Or wait, was he the offensive coordinator for Tennessee when they had Derrick Henry? Oh, yeah, absolutely. Says, yeah, no, he was our offensive coordinator before the Falcons. Gotcha. Well, yeah, I could look great if I was the offensive coordinator. Hey, hand it to that big effing guy. Hey, big guy, run like crazy and just run people over. And break. Like, that's got to be tough to call. That's like calling offense for like a Pee Wee Football League. You got 2 plays, run left and run right. Not a good head coach, good coordinator. We'll see. We'll see what he's doing this year. So far, when he didn't have Derrick Henry, he's been a joke, so. And even though he had Bijan Robinson, they brought in didn't they fire him mid-season, brought in the interim like head coach, and they were just like feeding Bijan. He was just crushing, just tearing it up because he's awesome. Hard to remember everything that happened, but I think that's what happened. Or maybe they fired him at the end of the year, and maybe this last season. I don't remember. Oh, and they had A.J. Brown in Tennessee too, yeah, right? And I mean, let's be honest here, they had Ryan Tannehill, so like, just killing it now. Speaking of Tennessee, I seen this crazy picture. So, apparently Cam Ward, like when he was a little kid, like his favorite player was, oh shoot, what's his name? Marcus Mariota. When Marcus Mariota came out of college, and there's a picture of Cam Ward with a Mariota jersey on, and now Mariota is Cam Ward's backup. If I'm not mistaken here. Let me look that up. I'm pretty sure I seen this the other day. Tennessee QB depth chart. Oh wait, no. Which quarterback am I thinking of then? What team does Mariota play for? Maybe someone else, oh, the Commanders. Maybe it was a picture of Jaden Daniels, because Mariota is currently on the Commanders. So that must have been what it was. Maybe. Story ruined. Sorry, worst story ever. But maybe I got my young quarterbacks mixed up here. Is Warren Moon in the NFL Hall of Fame? I have no idea about that, to be honest. Good old Warren Moon. Yeah, now that you guys mentioned it, you said Tennessee drafted Mariota, yeah. 4 o'clock, huh? Whoop. Whoop.
I can't.
Impossible. Undrafted, yeah. I feel like back in the day that was a little more common for a guy to be undrafted, like a Warren Moon or was it Doug Flutie maybe probably was too. Nowadays, I mean, if you're drafted high as a quarterback, it's like you get 30,000 chances. If you're undrafted, you could literally, or if you're like drafted late, fifth round quarterback, you could come in and just tear it up. You could come in and go like 5-0, go undefeated, and they'll bench you and put in the guy that was 0-5 just before you when he got hurt. I swear to goodness, it's crazy. They only value for quarterbacks. They like only value how high you were drafted, pretty much. Like Trey Lance has bounced around from 5 different teams, and this Dallas traded for him, then they cut him or traded him to somebody else. It's like, dude, nobody wants this guy, but for some reason, people just keep, because he got drafted high, so people, Anthony Richardson, they keep you know, give him another chance. Oh, he's terrible, bad, throws bad, can't win any games. Give him more chances. It's crazy. Find item use the same drop table as, yes. Yeah, so if a monster can drop Tyrael's Might or something, any item. But if an item normally can drop that item, then when you use find item, they can drop the same item again, so. Josh Rosen. Yeah, I think he might have been another one, yeah. Sam Bradford. You know, like. But yeah, looking at the time here, I'm going to go ahead and call her a day. Appreciate y'all for the super chats, the channel membership, stuff like that. All y'all support, all your generosity make it possible for me to keep streaming and making videos and all that good stuff on the channel. I'll be with you with a video tomorrow for sure. So we got massive, huge drop poly video tomorrow from the Fist of the Heavens Paladin. So thank you all so much for joining me on Monday. Hopefully the rest of your day goes great. And as I let you go, I want to make sure you remember to keep slaying. Ooh.